I think I just made the fastest flip of the year. It's 9 a.m. We're gonna grab some coffee and we're gonna go plan our next flip. I'm gonna put some filters in there and look for anything of $30 or less. Full sets or putters. Ooh, all right, look at this. Putter tailor-made. It was 60. It's now 30. Picture's terrible. Oh, it's a Rossa with original grip. Can't really see in what condition the grip is, so I'm gonna take for granted that it needs to be changed. It's definitely not the most recent tailor-made putter, but for $30, I do think we can make reasonable profit. It looks chewed up, so we're gonna have to strip it, and I'm gonna take this opportunity to try and give it a more modern look. If the grip is in decent condition, I think we could resell this for $70 to $80. There's one thing left to do. Let's go and get it. I absolutely love these fast transactions. The guy answered within a minute of my message and he was available right away, and so was I. So we're heading there right now. This guy lives 5 minutes away from the shop. You need to include the travel time and your gas cost when you evaluate your profit margin. The guy lives right beside my grocery store. I'm gonna take this opportunity to do my groceries for the week. So technically it's like I'm not investing any time and money on this pickup. For example, if you see this Scotty Cameron on which you think you're gonna make $100 profit on, but then you have to drive an hour and a half to go and get it, you're not making $100 profit. If you search some of my videos, we talk about how to properly assess profit margins. And sometimes you'd be surprised how what seems to be worthless clubs for $30 that you'll pick up at your neighbor's versus a super good set that's an hour away and that requires more work time in the shop, you'll see that a lot of times the biggest profit margin will be with the least valuable clubs. Actually, you know what? These videos are in the first videos I made and they're absolutely terrible. So don't go and see them. I'll make better ones and we can discuss profit margin assessment together. It's definitely a vintage tailor-made. It's in better shape than I thought. There's a little bit of rust, which will be easy to remove. The insert looks damaged, but I think it's just dirty. I mean, it's really just paint damage. We'll sandblast this head to remove the oldish fake bronze paint. Now that I think of it, I think we're gonna go for a brushed steel look and refresh the paint, especially that the original grip is in great condition. It's dirty, but that we can wash off. One thing left to do, let's head to the Shining Shack. Change of plans. My compressor just died on me, so we're gonna have to strip this by hand. I absolutely love these sanding sponges. They're really soft, so they get into these tiny corners. And they have multiple grits. It also reminds me where it all started. I started out with one sponge, an old toothbrush, and some soapy water. And the rest is history. I'll leave a link in the description below. I'm absolutely thrilled by the results. I'm gonna post this for 90. If no one contacts me in the first 24 hours, I'm gonna drop it down to 75. My goal here is to stay at a $50 an hour hourly wage. This is crazy. I'm literally editing the video that you're watching right now, and someone messaged me about the putter. This guy offered 80 and I agreed to it because this is what I think it's really worth. And the craziest part is that between the time the putter physically entered the shop and the time it will physically leave the shop, all of that will have happened in under 3 hours. I bought this putter for $30. It's gonna sell for $80, leaving me with a profit margin of $50. Because my sandblaster was out of order, I had to strip this putter by hand, and I spent 50 minutes on it, leaving me with an hourly wage of a bit over $50 an hour, meaning this was a successful flip. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you very soon for our next flip. See you soon.